and I mean, capitalism is an excellent tool for productivity. If you got a good idea and somebody's willing to pay money for it, and they're willing to pay big money. These guys are flopping around with this solar cell business like monkeys with their heads cut off, chickens with their head cut off. They're going crazy. The battery thing is just, they're insane. They're everywhere with ideas. Somebody comes up with an idea, they would make millions, hundreds of millions of dollars. Somebody come up with a good battery, hundreds, a good hydrogen car, they make hundreds of millions. And there are people busting their butt trying to do that right now.
You don't need to worry about who will be better, because the better will win.
Do what?
The better technology will prevail. No, the cheaper the.
Yeah,
You don't need to think about it.
it's reliable.
Yeah.
If you got something that's cheap and reliable, it's gonna make it.
Yes.
And if something that's cheap and reliable and it's not making it, you know, I don't know how it's impossible to do that. It's just impossible.
Only by legislation that they apply taxes or prohibition about use it. It's the only way to start.
It's hard.
It's hard.
Hi there.
Here?
Yep.
I don't know if you can see.
Hi, Vicente.
Hi.
Hi there.
Turn him up. Okay, so that's still.
Bring these speakers.
I didn't bring speakers. I
You are in
forgot
Ohio?
speakers.
Are you in Ohio?
No, I'm still in California.
Okay.
He hates
so
us.
that's why it's so quiet. So
Your place looks different, but maybe the size of the screen.
Well, I cleaned it up a little bit, but I still got the same background.
Where was it? Who was spoofing that? You were spoofing it, weren't you?
What's that, Barry?
What's that?
What'd you say?
I was trying to remember who was spoofing it a few weeks ago. It was Vicente, wasn't it?
Yes.
Out of your background and put himself there.
Yeah.
I gotta read.
I think that was a breach of copyright. I'm not sure if I sent it.
I gotta remember to throw speakers in my bag. We're trying something a little bit different. We're only using Zoom, so you're on one computer. You're up on the big screen.
Oh, wow. I should have had my hair done.
We can see the labels in your drawers, in your tiny drawers. We know what do you have in each one.
Yeah, a bunch of TI stuff sitting back there.
That is miscellaneous hardware, so to speak. Plus a bunch of batteries.
Did you
Hydrogen or lithium?
Actually, alkaline, not even lithium.
Did you get to work on your little Meckham wheel robot?
Unfortunately not. You know, at my age, you have good weeks, you have bad weeks. This one's been towards the bottom quartile, so to speak. I thought maybe I had a slight case of COVID. I was having achiness all over the upper part of my body, and so I contacted my PCP, my doctor, and they said, well, you know, basically you don't have, first of all, I've been vaccinated now for 3.5 months. They said, you know, probably not, because you don't have enough symptoms, basically just achiness. Probably it's just you getting old. So they said I could go and get a test if I want to, but so far I've not opted to do it, and I've been treating it with ibuprofen, and it seems to be kind of going away. So this week, I haven't accomplished much, I can tell you. So at any rate, short answer to your question, Leroy, is I didn't get to it this week.
I understand.
However, I did contribute the drone video, which I thought was pretty interesting.
I finally had a chance to watch that this morning. That was very interesting. You haven't
That
watched
was-
that video?
So
It's in
he
the
could,
meeting
he could
announcement.
show it on, you could show it.
Yeah,
You could share your screen and show it.
Yeah,
Yeah. You want to show
the
it?
best moment.
You want to try to show it? Oh, I bet I gotta change screen sharing options.
It would be easier if you showed it, Leroy.
And it's in the meeting announcement.
I'll see if I can do that.
Yeah, I was pretty amazed when I saw that.
Flying girl?
It is
Thousands of them.
hundreds.
And me after reading the kill chain, seeing that, oh, didn't help any.
That's what I've been saying for years. It ain't gonna matter. You can have any gun you want. It ain't gonna matter.
See if I can get to it.
And we're talking about the battery of the week is the lithium metal battery. Battery du jour.
So what's the improvement with that battery?
Better power density, let's see, twice the power density, extend the range of EVs by 2. The downside is, of course, there are no models out yet. They've improved the recharge from 200 to 600, and the average total recharge battery life is 1,000. So they got to get it up to 1,000 to compete.
That's cool.
It didn't work. Okay. How do I get out of this?
Is that rolling?
Oh, you got to go to full screen mode and then do it. Yeah.
Looks like it's on his laptop.
I'm not sure if I can actually share it with you or
That's okay.
with the current setup anyway.
That's fine. I've seen it a bunch of times.
See, it's much louder.
Being muted, it's mostly visual anyway.
These are all drones. Lights.
Remember what they use for location, so.
GPS.
Remember, this meter minus 3 meters.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think it will work.
No, it's probably some kind of
Or something.
localized radar. On a computer.
They could use the 5 light sources as locators.
Okay, each drone knows the altitude and
Yeah.
can use several reference in
Yeah,
ground,
they know exactly
Yeah.
where they are. based on-
infrared or so whatever.
Yeah.
They have cameras, yeah.
And they just send them the XYZ coordinates.
but they need to use a light different than the visible because all the drones are shining, you know. They need to differ from the
Differentiate.
infrared light.
Yeah,
Need to be a
they need to
different
be able to
light,
differentiate, yeah.
different spectrum.
It looked like there were a bunch of different people down on the ground controlling them all too.
No, I mean, but each
Oh.
drone knows where to go exactly.
Yeah,
Because use maybe a camera with several infrared
it's not,
reference.
it's not even that. They also need to know which colors to use and if they're spinning or,
But this is
flashing.
easy because they have an address and
yeah, they're
and you
addressable.
can say number any.
Yeah.
to know-
Red, blue, green, X, Y,
Yeah,
Z,
well,
X, Y, Z, boom,
My concern is how they know exactly where they are
yeah.
with respect reference in the ground or something.
It's magic.
Okay, now I have the answer.
Just like the beer place, they have conveyors or tow motors that they have 5 points.
Okay.
And they always know exactly where they are. And they give directions to go where to go, and they just feed them the directions, and they know exactly where they
But
are.
this is
on all
this is
maps.
in a flat world, right? They have sensors in a,
They have a thing, a rotating sensor.
okay, and but used like a plane with references. But this is 3D, you know?
Yeah,
No.
well, they're looking for, they have 5 devices in the room. And so they get feedback from each device, how long it took, and calculate where they are, and they're doing it constantly, and the thing's continuously rotating. They always know where they are.
It's like a laser or something. Right?
Yeah,
Laser and reflective tapes in
Well,
positions.
it's
So you
not,
can
it's,
calculate the
It
position
could
just
just be
scanning.
the old school avionics.
You only
radio.
need to know 3 angles between marks
well,
and you know where you are.
it's GPS technology, except the satellites are local.
I was gonna say, the old radio for like aircraft, I mean, you can know exactly what radio route you're on, and then you just gotta take one of those, turn it 90 degrees to get your altitude, and have 2 of those placed in the field, and be able for them to talk to that, and probably have a geolocation where they are, especially if you set up another one on the other side somewhere, they have precision. Because all that will be done by the computer on the onboard chip. You draw out what you want them to do and assign which, these 100 robots do the arc for that shape for the dolphin, for example. And then they all know which one, 1 through 100.
They just say load Dolphin 1 on there. Everybody gets this location. This is my
Yeah.
position for Dolphin 1. And timing mark, boom.
Yeah, what's the saying? And if you can talk to both the old
They can
radio.
use high resolution cameras in infrared
Yeah.
spectrum. And you put a square, the 4 corners of a square in ground. And you only analyzing the shape of the square, you always know your distance
Oh.
and your position with respect to the 4 points.
Okay.
So, and they need maybe like a full of resolution or something. Rainbows, huge images.
I was thinking the software would be like those MIDI sound, those MIDI lights that are controlled by sound.
Mhm.
Modify that software to work with in 3 dimensions.
I was gonna say, I would think that it wouldn't be hard. I mean, that old radio tech for aircraft location is.
Yeah, but this is a very, very low resolution. I mean, it can be hundreds of feet in different direction using radio. The first one was around location, then
Well, I'm saying is with the technology and digital, I mean, you could probably be really precise because that's, and like say you take that and turn it so you can do your altitude too.
no, but the planes have that very low resolution in the position with respect to the drones. I mean, hundreds of meters of error. They use a different system when they are close to the landing strips, right? And change sensors to the ground reference to put the plane in place. But in the air, they have a very huge error.
Right, well, I'm just saying, if you scale that to a smaller model, you're gonna say you only need
Now,
whatever
the
size.
problem
shape
is
it
not the size of the plane, it's the technology. The drone using GPS doesn't know where it is, maybe 3 meters in one direction or 3 meters in another direction. And the height is worse. It's worse than the XY position. And they use
I mean,
a very
works in
position.
Yeah, GPS is,
it's
use
not-
two of them for differentials, but
No.
it doesn't work as well as it should.
But I'm saying, planes didn't used to use GPS, it's radial.
Yeah,
Radio.
but radio, I mean, I
you
know for a fact that being on the submarine, it was not as accurate as you wanted it to be. You could be off by,
Can have,
Well, yeah, but you
can
also,
have high resolution
how
GPS
many,
using
you
ground
know,
stations.
thousands of miles from the, or 100 miles, or 500 or 600 miles from the beacon too.
well, yeah, but
But if
if
you
you're
gotta-
talking about 100, you need 100 of these, 100 of these drones, all precisely in the same location. They're not all going to be, if you're using just radio, one might be here and think that it's here, and one might be here and think that it's here.
Yeah.
So this one that should be here is actually over here, because the radios just aren't precise enough to keep them where they actually need to be.
I would think with
If there was,
frequency wise and the technology of today that you could probably.
No,
it's the same
You
problem.
can be inside a room with very high technology and ready, and you will have several inches of error. Imagine in open space.
Yeah, but those are over 400 or 500 feet of area though too, so 2 or 3 inches is not gonna be.
No, I mean, in this technology, the problem increase. In a room, you can have 3-4 inches, but in open space,
It's gonna be feet. Goes up, but each one of those drones needs to be exactly where it needs to
supposed to
be.
be, yeah.
And if you're sending a radio signal at it, this one might go, okay, I'm here. This one might go, well, I'm actually here. But radio, it doesn't matter what, it travels at,
I'm just saying, if
it
you've
travels at
got
the same, and if you've got the sync pulses,
3
all
of those
lined up.
going off in different frequencies around the area,
I don't think that.
I worked for years in location problems, and
I don't think they would do that.
the only form is using a high resolution cameras and ground reference.
And pilots, when GPS came, they all wanted to get rid of the old RF signals because GPS was
You
better,
can
but
have-
it was
you
still,
can have precision in
it was
GPS.
still 10, 15 feet off.
But
But
what
it's
what
better.
he's trying to say is very easy. If you use GPS and you have a local reference,
Yeah,
you can improve your accuracy
Yeah.
tremendously.
Yes, but
Easily
but you can
reduced.
you cannot do that in real time. I mean, you will have every minute or so a precise location,
yeah.
but not instantly moving around with those drones.
Uh-huh.
And the receiver for high resolution GPS is heavy. It's not to put inside this.
They may have like some sort of ground station down
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
ground that,
Yeah. They have their own
yeah,
reference sensors.
like in a triangle or 6 or 7 of them down on the ground so they can figure out where they're actually at. Anyway, that's the video. It's neat.
But I think that the speed is not correct. It's not real speed. I was
I
so
don't know.
too much inertia to drones move too fast to create a.
Well,
really think-
what if they just had them up there and they turned the lights off so you didn't see them, and then they flash lights different for different patterns.
Yeah, but yeah, sometimes you see the same drone moving to make
Yeah, I know.
smooth movements. But
Well,
looks
so,
like
when
it's,
that tail was coming around.
really
on the wall.
fast. Well, I saw those drones that made races and they really move fast
Yeah.
anyway.
Oh,
So
yeah.
can be done, yeah.
Well, that's the other thing too. The way they had them set up on the ground, which was right at the beginning, you know, they had them all lined up.
Uh-huh.
What if they just raised them up off the ground and they were just doing a light show and the drones didn't actually move? It was just an illusion that they were moving because they changed the light pattern.
Yeah, but sometimes you see that the movement is smooth, you know? Looks like the drone really is
But it-
moving the
Yeah, but
pattern.
if there's 50 of them and they're just passing the light pulses through.
Yeah,
And
but
there was some more to that too, besides the show, they had
they look like separate.
the Koreans were sending drones up into North Korea with USB sticks.
Okay,
Yeah,
I didn't get that far.
that was in there, wasn't it, Art?
That's great. Yeah.
Pardon?
The South Koreans were sending drones up into North Korea with USB sticks.
With information, news, whatever.
Well, they were sending, what was it? Contraceptive pills or something like that up in
Well,
North Korea?
There was one guy was sending an abortion pill into Poland, delivering an abortion pill to a woman in
Oh,
Poland.
that's right. That's
You
right.
can send micro SD cards,
Yeah.
throw them
Oh,
everywhere.
yeah.
Propaganda.
Yeah, and people always pick those.
You can
Well,
things.
actually-
1,000 in a single drone.
Do
Talk
they
about spy information. Oh, my
Well,
God.
here's my question. Do they have computers in North Korea?
Oh, that's true. You need yeah.
Good question.
Yeah, they use those little things with beads on them.
They can use the micro SD
Etch a
in their
sketch.
iPhones.
Those things called Commodore 64s.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I say I've never seen a whole lot of tech in North
You say
Korea.
Nintendo
Nintendo, yeah.
Government might have access to it, but the general public,
cassettes.
it's like something from the 70s,
The TI-99 is very big in North Korea.
probably.
There's another link on the Wix page that explains the whole thing. There's one link to the videos, and there's another link that explains,
How it works.
How it works.
That'd be cool to see.
well, no, not how it works, but where it came from. The,
I was gonna say that.
it's part of a blog, it's part of a blog from an English guy that I follow.
I've seen a US video years and years ago that builds a bridge out of magnetic aluminum tubing.
Magnetic aluminum tubing.
Yeah, it's like it's aluminum, like structure with a steel plate with a magnet on the one end, so that they attach to the other segments when the drones bring them into place. And build like a, pseudo bridge. I mean, you can't really put any weight on it, but they have like about 25 drones and it builds it in like, 30 minutes across the creek. They just drop like a pallet of those with like five, like I said, like 25 drones, start taking them all out and, build a structure across the bridge or across the creek with them. I said that they're, like extruded aluminum, like 1 or 1.5 foot lengths with a magnet on one end, a plate for them to attach, and then they kind of build like a,
So it's like Lincoln Logs.
yeah, pretty much. They do like a crisscross pattern and build like a platform, to show what they could do in the future, for combat, right? They could drop drones and build a bridge before the tanks get there,
You want me to try to connect Zoom, Leroy, see if it works?
Oh, I'm sure it'll work.
You sure it'll work?
I'm sure
Okay.
it'll work.
Here it comes. That way I can show the Wix page.
I'm sure it will.
Slow because I got this Chromebook. Let's see.
Should have worked.
Like I said, go get you one of them new apples.
There he is. Welcome, welcome.
Wow.
He's being slow.
I don't know what else is new.
All right, you may want to mute your mic and or your speakers.
Can mute it.
Okay.
Okay, let's see if I can share the. We need to do, the host is disabled.
Let's just fix that. There, I just fixed it.
Okay. I'll just. This is just testing our capabilities. I'll share the.
We have capabilities. Are you sure about that, Jim?
Not sure. Oh, you know what? I need to.
I bet that's what they were doing with those. They made that a matrix, like a matrix LED display. And they were using MIDI software to just control the lights. And all of them were already stationary. They were already where they needed to stay.
I would just think with a little bit of programming.
Okay, so what Art was saying, I think, is that in the meeting announcement, there was a link that explains stuff, and this is Art's drones versus censorship. And that's part of the, then here's the video link that shows you that video that Leroy just showed you. And now you can see this too, huh, Art? You can see this, Art?
Art's muted. Art can unmute.
Oh, I gotta unmute too.
No, should still be
okay.
able to hear you.
Yeah, I can, I'm unmuted now. If you look
Okay,
at the
so-
link next to the blog,
Yep.
that's the thing that explains it.
Oh, yeah, there's that drone delivers abortion pill to woman in Poland. So here's that blog that he was talking about. That talks about, it's done by detail of 3D scans from. Okay, so now Art could show us what he wanted to show us before. He could do this. I just wanted to demonstrate that. You want to see this 3D thing? Is that worth looking at, Art?
I actually didn't watch that one. Okay. So I'm not sure
Let's
if it
see-
is or
let's
isn't.
let's see if we can do it. Oh, this is, holy cow. Autonomous flights. Okay, you say what he's doing, they're able to map and give a 3D view of what they're looking at. So when Art is ready to do his thing, he could just take control of the screen, one of the screens, and talk about and show his subject. That's interesting. So you can 3D map and you can map everything, send thousands of drones up and just map the crap out of everything.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, so yeah, that's very nice. This is like bringing Zoom capability to the desktop. We didn't have this before. We had-
It never worked right. We
Yeah.
had Chrome, we were trying to do Chromecast and it just never worked right.
Yeah, this just went straight past that.
So now all you need is a laptop with Zoom on it so
Yeah.
that you could, or use the web client or whatever.
Or
so
we
you
could
can
pass it
connect.
around.
Well, if they're doing a presentation, they'll probably want to bring their own laptop
Sure. Or all they gotta do is log in
to Zoom.
to and go to the website and like.
Yeah, I think we figured out something better
Oh,
slash
yeah.
whatever, maybe.
And you,
But the only problem, I mean, still exists. Once 3 people get in there, our time limit starts to 45 minutes. So I don't know if that is 45 minutes from the time the meeting started or 45 minutes
And the third person
from the
joins.
time the third person gets there.
oh,
Could always just use the plug meeting.
So
Steve doesn't care.
I know. But this is this is
be a
a
chat
thing.
with Steve, huh? Steve, buddy. Huh?
Oh, that's what he's,
Steve got time.
well, no, Steve bought a Zoom account.
Well,
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what we need, sort of. So this is, let's see if this actually works. I don't know.
Thought he was gonna be here tonight.
Looks like you're not having any problems with bandwidth.
Yeah, there's nobody here though. I mean, you know, once the library starts being the library again, we might have problems.
well, yeah, we really only need one of these, like right here. Okay, if I wanted to go to do my demonstration, okay, you give me Vicente's laptop, and I just go to my webpage, and all my links are there, and I just click on my links, and it pops up.
Did you see that, Vicente?
That's not-
But
This is a static, the lights are just up there, they're not moving. But he's got thousands of them. That's what I think those drones may be doing. They may just be standing still.
It's like a laser.
No, that's a light show.
Yeah, but
It's
the
MIDI
green thing is laser, right? It's a screen. In the garage door.
Yeah, there's a screen on the garage door. LED lights. There's thousands of them.
and
It's
he's
a
got
MIDI-
strings of them.
It's
Oh, okay.
MIDI controlled light show. And that's what I think they've modified the MIDI software to work. They know the position of where all those drones are, and there's thousands of drones up there, and they're just in a static position, making something that looks like it's
Yeah, but you
moving.
need a lot of density to make.
You need a lot of control, a lot of fancy control. But if you're going to do it,
But I was reading about the show drones, and they have a flight path, you know, they move grading the stuff.
now, did you see that, Art?
Yeah.
Did it work from my side? Okay, so
worked
now I
fine.
know how to do it now.
Oh, okay.
So it didn't work the first time, but it worked that time.
So, yeah, so we have individual bandwidth issues. If we have an overall bandwidth issue.
Well, if we do it this way
Yeah.
now, we probably don't need to even hook the router up anymore. We could just connect to the library,
Oh,
just directly connect to the library.
oh, cool.
Because the only reason we had the router was because everybody had to be connected to the same network for Chromecast to work.
Oh, okay. All right, it's getting easier.
In theory.
Yeah. That's why we do this.
In theory, it may actually get easier, and if we put USB speakers on this or some sort of speakers on this and everybody could hear Art better. And Art, can you hear Don when Don talks? Say something, Don.
Hello, how are you?
That's marginal.
Marginal. So,
I can-
He's
I
got
can-
a deeper voice anyway.
so we may
I can-
need to actually.
I can
make-
hear Vicente pretty well, but
Okay.
Don is at
Just
the
a little.
limit.
So we may actually need to maybe set me closer to
move
the
it?
center.
You want me to move it now?
I would,
Okay.
but if I set in the sense, well, we need a longer HDMI cord, but if I set in the center, that might actually work all right. Or if the microphone was in the center,
Yeah.
I don't want to move it right now because then you'll get noise and everything. But, I think things are coming together though. I think it's making a
Yep,
little
this
bit
is
more
full-
sense.
This is very workable.
And it saves from having to bring 2 laptops in. Yay.
And we can say this is our hybrid organization, the hybrid club meeting. Yeah,
Art's the hybrid part.
yeah.
It's radio,
Now,
10 centimeters wide, use that.
now, next week, since I will probably be stuck at home, I could start the meeting, you can zoom into the meeting, and we would have a semi-virtual live meeting, just like right now.
Okay. And all I would need is, I'd bring in one of those.
Well,
The microphone.
yeah, I guess I could leave the microphone.
Yeah. We had
Oh, well,
to
I probably could leave, I probably could bring the whole laptop. Or let you have this whole laptop because. I don't know, we'll figure that out.
Okay. I'll see what kind of microphones I've got. I've got
Nice.
a camera with a microphone in it. See if that's,
They say we
See if we
we
can get
replace
by with that
replace
for
the
1
firewalls in the future.
Yeah, it should be all right for 1 week.
They can do whatever.
But I could use the desktop at home. I probably could just give you this whole setup,
But they are more expensive now because they use a lot of
maybe.
manpower operation. So in the future, maybe.
Yeah.
All them.
yeah, try to make it as
inside
simple
the
as
boxes
possible.
in
I
the truck,
just
and they-
bring one
get out
of
from
my
whatever.
laptops like that
When they increase the
and a
technology.
camera
it's
with a
cheaper.
decent microphone
Because
on it
this
and get
truck
by.
comes, all of them
And
go out.
HDMI cable
They show up,
connected
go
to
inside the
that.
truck.
Yeah, this is getting really simple. This Zoom is really, the Chinese kicked our butts, guys.
But we figured out stuff.
Yeah.
So what's happening next week that you're not gonna be there, Leroy?
They are, I live on the 2nd floor now, and the apartment complex is taking our steps away and making us new steps. And we are told that it's going to start at 8:30 in the morning and probably run until at least 5 o'clock. So there's a possibility that I may be able to be here, but there's also a possibility that I won't be here. So there's a big possibility I won't be here.
So what do you have to do? Run up and down ladders or something? in the meantime?
They're telling us that we either have to, if we need to go somewhere, we have to leave at 8:30 in the morning and we won't be able to get back into our place until 5 o'clock, or we're going to be trapped inside our place all day. So,
They don't have another exit?
no,
That's interesting.
Your balcony, don't jump out the balcony.
I could jump out the back door, but
Yeah,
I'm,
get a ladder.
it's 2 stories tall. I
Yeah,
probably would hurt myself.
Get a ladder.
I can only imagine that they've got to make allowances for emergency type of things, but
Oh, yeah.
I'm surprised you don't have a second exit. But that's required.
It's a third floor.
second. We do have a back door, but there's no steps back there. There's just a balcony. So I guess I could scale down the building if I really needed to.
This is what the fire department's for.
That's what the fire department's for. Of course, I don't know how they would get in between the two buildings, but.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, it seems like they have another exit. Seems like that'd be a requirement.
Yeah, but I was just saying that didn't come into what, the 70s or so? Building might predate it.
when we moved in, I didn't really think about it, and then probably sometime last week after they started doing steps for the rest of the places, I was like, how are we gonna get out of here?
Becomes
And
an
it
issue.
did kind of occur to me that there really isn't a way to get out.
That's interesting.
So. I'm guessing they want us to go and take a leap off the back balcony.
So have your sheets ready to tie her.
Have to go and invest in one of those fire chain ladders or whatever it is that they use to push out the windows.
We're telling so much. It's a parachute, man.
Yeah.
Ladders are hard to use.
Oh, I have no doubt that those ladders are not the funnest thing in the world to do.
That's what's that I'd rather
And they're
jump.
metal, and they're metal, so if there's a flame coming, it's gonna heat up pretty fast, right?
Well, it's not supposed to be in the fire. If it's what's on fire, you're going out the other door. Well, it's on fire too, right?
Let's just hope there's no fires.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Okay, your turn. You got anything for us this week? Nothing new? Accente,
Pulling weeds,
doing what?
pulling weeds from the gardens.
Oh,
Frame.
oh, here's a warning for all of you guys that particularly the older guys, your dehumidifiers are probably locked up, or you need to be aware that the humidity on the inside of the house, except for Art, is going up. It's been rainy like weather for the past week. Humidity's been going up, and both my dehumidifiers are out of service.
I just bought a humidifier. Will be delivery on Saturday for the
Oh,
basement.
but if your humidity goes up and you don't realize it, and it's not good for you, particularly if you have pollen and high humidity.
Okay.
Humidity in my house was 66% today, so it was a bit high, and I didn't realize it. I was
Usually
getting
have under 40 everywhere.
what?
Under 40 in all the house. But the sensor, I don't know if it's good enough. The humidity is 40%.
Oh, okay. 45 to 40 is recommended, isn't it? Something like that. Yeah.
But now with the rain.
I heard a forecast of 3/4 of an inch tomorrow around here.
It was supposed to get rain.
That's what we need,
This
more
year
rain.
was a lot of rain. Water plants or anything, raining all the time.
Yeah, it's getting tropical around here. John, what's going on with you? Anything exciting?
No, I spent a couple hours this afternoon going over linear algebra that I didn't do very well in college to help me understand a little bit better about artificial intelligence. How's that? I don't know if I really got my money's worth today or not.
Gail, you got anything?
Nope.
I got the kill zone. I told them before the meeting and send note to Art and Leroy about reading the kill chain, excuse me, the kill chain. It's where we are as the United States as far as military technology and what's been going on, what happened in the Crimea that you don't know about, what's happening in the military that you don't know about. It's scary. It is really scary. And seeing Arts of drones fly is scary. you know, that technology there.
Yep.
That's it. Guns are useless.
Everything changed.
Is that an ebook or is that hard book?
It's, mine was an ebook, audiobook from Overdrive.
That was from Midpoint or from,
Yep, from Midpoint, you just log into Overdrive. It's a national consortium of libraries,
yeah,
and they lease titles. And you can just download it. You can find it, just go in and do a search.
yeah, I'll take a look for it.
Yeah, it is really, really good. Even Gail liked it. And she hates everything. She liked that. Yeah.
So it sounds like this would keep you awake at night.
It's scary. It's scary. It's like getting you out. I feel like a mushroom with all the crap that I get fed every day. This is going behind the scenes and telling you what's been going on and what's been happening, because we're not getting the news. We're not.
We get used for a long time.
Yeah. Okay, anything else for me? The dehumidifiers, you need to make sure your dehumidifiers are working.
I spent some time checking different models and brands yesterday because I just bought it, the humidifier. But I finally decided to use the an oven brand. I don't remember. It's the brand I asked for.
Higher,
Whirlpool.
Frigidaire,
Whirlpool, I think.
Whirlpool. Yeah.
Because there are plenty of brands and some of them are like 5,000 reviews in Amazon. 5,000 reviews. Everyone's looking for dehumidifiers.
They should have a copy of Consumer Reports here. I have Consumer Reports. I can just electronically. So if you let me know what you're interested in, I can get you info on it. Amazon is a good source too for stuff like humidifiers.
Yeah, if you let the humidity go up too high, you're gonna have a problem with mildew for one thing.
It's horrible. This is the
Honeywell.
Mhm.
Okay. So let's see.
so one well.
I'm not going to add an extension to
Fifty.
Chrome for whatever reason. They want me to add an extension to Chrome.
50 times.
What, Zoom?
Oh man,
the
no,
capacity.
it's just a tab
Oh,
on Chrome.
don't know.
50 pins are like 20 liters.
I am still cleaning out my
Or pints,
storage. If anybody wants
How you
stuff,
pronounce,
you want stuff
pints,
done, you need stuff? Just stuff.
Somebody's trying to get rid of stuff.
Barry came and got stuff. Barry didn't take as much stuff as he could have, but he took stuff.
So do I need to come back to get more?
Art can come and get stuff, but that's, that's a
We're
big
going
trip.
the other way, Leroy. We're trying to get rid of stuff.
It's a big trip for you to come and get stuff.
Nah, nah. We're trying to unstuff, not
And
stuff.
stuff. Yeah. Well, my storage is due in a couple of days. It'll never be cleaned out by then, so I've got them basically another month to get rid of stuff. Because I really don't want to pay another unit for another unit. May end up renting a U-Haul truck and just hauling it all to Goodwill or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
There is a recommendation that if you in 2 years don't use something, just get rid of it. You don't need it.
Some of the boxes have been in there for 3 years, and I haven't even seen, you know, I opened them up today. Today was the first day that they've been open. So I'm going,
They will be
Sometime.
there for another 3 years and nothing happens.
well, we've already made that concession that, you know, it's been in there for over a year. It's just time for it to go away. So if I can't find, you know, if I can't get rid of this stuff, I may just get a truck and take it to U-Haul or take it to a Goodwill or something and just,
You can try the,
it's some of it's good stuff. Some of it's junk, but some of it's good stuff.
Well, This was it. You're gonna
you can try one day in the,
resort to pitching, let me know, I'll come back.
Yeah, take it to the flea market on the
Yeah.
way, and then when you're done with the
Whatever's
flea
left.
market, then
Yeah.
you might be able to, especially if you just say it's dirt cheap, people will buy it.
It's Ray.
No,
Holy crap.
It's
Do I have to
Ray.
sign in?
Yeah, come sign in, Ray. Say hi to Art in California.
Hey, Ray.
What kind of sign language do I have to give you guys for signing in? The universal salute?
where's your automation technology tattoo? Don't get in. No tattoo. No. Right. Welcome back.
Yeah, Leroy's trying to get rid of junk, so. if you need-
Ray's got enough junk to get rid of too. I've seen the Middletown Journal building. Ray's got junk.
It looks different now.
Have you de-junkified it?
Well, I don't know if you guys really want an update on the journal building, but the roof is being dried up, and dried in to where it's being reworked. 47 brand new windows.
Wow.
So they're ripping out all the old steel windows, putting in 47 new ones. Glass, double pane, all that stuff. Expensive. Yeah, they're expensive. We still have a bunch of antiques there that need to be cleared out, and if they don't go soon, they're gonna go to garbage. It's crazy. So we'll probably call somebody to come and take them all away. There's a bunch of tires there they're supposedly good tires, I don't know. And then the big room where the press was at, we've got basically all the ductwork, piping, electrical, conduit, all the exhaust fans, all the stuff is gone. The only thing that's left is the press substructure itself. But yeah, the catwalk is gone, fencing, everything that was in there. It really is. If it's not flooring and walls and required stuff, it's gone. We tore out all the lighting because it was just old. All the lighting fixtures are gone. Some of the hanging threaded rod is still there to put in new lighting fixtures. But still working on this stuff. One of the other buildings, 1300, it's 6,000 square feet, and it used to have a nice big hole in the back, like it was an extra garage door or something. And we closed that in with glass block so that the whole building is nice and secure now, so nobody can break in. So they have a key or a really big crowbar, I guess.
Or a tank.
A tank, yeah, I mean, just
Like
the
a new
normal brute force stuff, yeah.
Make a new door.
But it's all, you know, things come around for the business development stuff. I had a guy I called about a little wood lathe. I was gonna do some pen turning and stuff, and I found on Craigslist for like $200. And I called about it, left some messages, and the guy didn't call me back. And 2 weeks later, he called me up on a Sunday, and he says, "Hey, his grandfather died, and he already sold the house, and he needs to get rid of all this woodworking supplies." So I bought the whole woodworking shop for $900. So table saw, router table, radio arm saw, band saw, lathe, everything. It was a good deal for $900. I could throw half of it in the garbage. It's still a really good deal. You know, cabinets and all kinds of stuff. Everything is in there. Boxes, sandpaper. Got that. Just recently got the wood chipper, and somebody wants to borrow that for all of his yard. Oh, been working, delivering lasers and fixing lasers. Today, I think is one of the least productive delivery days I've ever had.
But it felt good, right?
Enjoy.
And it must have been close because you're here.
It's in Blue Ash. Company, they're very understanding because this is their 4th laser. 5th laser, actually. But everything's working fine except for the rotary, and it won't work worth a crap. So I gotta go back tomorrow. But at least it's not my problem. But I am so looking forward to getting back to building stuff, actually making robots, building stuff.
Making stuff.
Yeah. My son and I went through all of our nuts and bolts that we received. Remember we had ordered a bunch of nuts and bolts and screws?
Mhm.
And we bought 2 shelving units. And
It's all sorted, right?
we have sorted everything,
Wow.
which is really interesting.
Come over and do some more.
Wow.
I have 3 gaylords of miscellaneous.
Millimetric maybe.
But there are nylon nuts, nylon lock nuts, regular nuts, acorn nuts, metric 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 10 screws.
And this
So it's
was
already-
all ordered like a year ago, and COVID slowed it all down, right?
This was all ordered.
So
like-
you are planning
Five and a half,
you are
6 months
planning a vendor soon, but in Middletown.
Being Mendelssohn's in Middletown,
Yeah.
yeah, no.
Something like that.
Mendelssohn was surplus junk. That's all legit, real.
That's a
stuff.
lot of screws.
That's a lot, and they're all stainless steel.
Millimetric.
Yeah. All of it's metric, like the 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 10. in
Are you
metric
planning to
tons.
sell them or to use them in robots or
Plan on using them.
kits or some kind?
And some of the kids, using them and doing some machine repairs. But yeah, you can actually see how big it is compared to my son standing there.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of screws. But you look deeper in there, and it's like there's bags, and the bags are like 4,000 screws and 8,000 screws, and
Did you make your son count them all just to make sure?
you know what over here was really crazy. We're taking the bags out, unboxing them, we're putting them into Ziploc bags so they'll spill out, and if a cart were to tip over, oh my God, I would give up. I would just say screw it. Okay, if that cart tipped over, leg broke or something, I would just say screw it, sell them all.
Someone.
Bulk metal,
Yeah.
just get rid of it. Okay, so we're putting everything in Ziploc bags. If it fell over, it'd be okay. And my son says, "Well, that one's got different kind of bolts in it." What? And I was like, no way. I mean, you're thinking Rain Man right there, okay? He was like, there's different kinds of screws in this bag. I'm like, I'll be damned. And he was. And we're looking through, we went ahead and separated out the 2 different kinds of screws that were in that bag. We're looking at some stuff, and he's like, well, yeah, there's some extra screw in there. I'm like, my eyes must be cross-eyed. Holy crap, how did he see that? And I just, like, how did he see this?
He's got a knack.
So he definitely has a knack for seeing pattern recognition. Oh my Lord. I was just really surprised that he saw the different size screws, and we're talking about a socket head cap screw, an M5 25 millimeter long. And he was able to see the difference between an M5 and an M6. Both socket head cap screw, 25 millimeter long. And I was like, how did
That
That's
sounds
close.
like Rain Man. That
I mean, that between an M5 and an M6, I was like, holy crap. And the other one, it was just a bag, and you saw, hey, this one's longer. You know, it was like an M16 compared to the rest of them were like M6s. And I was like, yeah, that's a lot longer screw there, right? Yeah. And there was only 2 or 3 in the whole bag. But it was just the fact that he caught those few as we were just moving bags back and forth. But seeing the whole bag difference between M5s and M6s, like, holy crap. But he really enjoyed putting together the multi-bin shelves, and it was fun to publish that.
Organizational OCD.
Trying to get organized because they're
It's
so
bad,
bad. When you've got a warehouse full of crap, if you don't get organized,
It's bad.
it gets really bad real fast.
You start finding fuzzy things under things.
Yeah.
that
Well,
were
as
fuzzy
many-
things long ago.
As many robot kits as we built, the Bitty Rover and the
Yeah.
Walrus and stuff, we still have plenty of spare parts.
I opened a box up 2 days ago from the storage. And honestly, I don't remember you giving this to me, but it's one of those little walkers with the 6 legs.
Little cockroach looking thing. Yeah.
And I'm going, oh, this is cool. I should play with this.
I think I told you, like, hey, here's 3 or 4 kits, give them to deserving people.
You may have. That may have been one of those kids. Yeah.
Yeah, that was probably that night. We had the kid.
Because honestly, I don't remember where that came from.
The amateur radio conventions are basically coming back around now.
Yeah.
Obviously, Dayton Convention got canceled. But
Cincinnati, there's one coming up in Cincinnati.
there's Cincinnati, Van Wert, and a whole bunch of them coming around. I went to one last weekend. My dad and my daughter went because all 3 of us are ham operators, and amateur radio. And obviously, my daughter wins a grand prize.
And now you're jealous,
So,
right?
Oh no, what's funny is she's like, Dad, can you buy me my ticket? And here, I'm writing my name. I'll take yours, and we'll put them both up in there. The prize bin, okay, where they draw the ticket. And she's like, oh, I'll pay you for the ticket later. So she won with her name on ticket that she still didn't pay me for.
Yeah.
That sounds like it's now yours.
So that sounds like you need a prize there, right?
I wanted.
What did she end up winning?
It was a sound card adapter for allowing a standard radio to do digital. I think it's called a D8 or D6 or something like that. It was.
We're down to about a minute on this Zoom session. Somebody make a decision. Should I start the second session? I mean, we've got.
Like 10 minutes.
Well,
10
don't you have
minutes
to
or so.
start breaking down here?
Yeah, I probably, we've got 10 minutes or so before the library gets antsy about stuff. So I think we're going to say bye to Art for now and see you next week.
See you next week.
The $265 transceivers, all band shortwave transceivers. Yeah, 5 watt.